Soul Sister series, In Pursuit of a Pleasure-Filled Life.
So I was really proud of myself. I've been listen, I woke up whatever day it was this week, last week, and I felt a chill in the air and I got excited. And I started to think of like oranges and like the color orange and bronze and sweaters and scarves and boots, and I was like, oh, it's fall, baby, and like cardigans and I've never been really that excited for fall, but for some reason I am. I'm like looking forward to it, and just all the rich colors. And I've always loved fall fashion. Like summer really doesn't have a fashion. Summer is get naked. There's no fashion in summer. It's just
There's fashion in spring.
There's fashion in spring
yeah.
and there's fashion in fall.
Yeah.
There ain't no fashion in
summer is get naked.
Summer is get naked. Everybody get naked.
Taking it off.
And so I started to think when I realized the autumnal fall equinox was happening. Like, what does that represent? Because we know the spring equinox, we all get all happy. We do.
It's birth. It's like rejuvenation.
Right. And then we know summer, the summer solstice. We all outside laying under the sun, like yes, worship the
like
sun.
A concert happening.
Yes,
everybody's
outside
out on the grass.
And even the winter solstice. Like, do you remember the first time we celebrated the winter solstice with Shelley?
Yeah.
And we had, winter solsticeness.
Yeah.
But nothing for fall. So I started to do a little investigation to figure out, like, what is it about fall? And so based on Chinese medicine, and we'll put a link to my blog, which I talked about it, but based on Chinese medicine, from summer to fall goes from masculine yang energy, which is summer and the sun, to feminine moon yin energy, which is the fall and the winter. And it's like going from light to dark. So yin is dark, it's feminine, it's receptive, it's deep thinking and unearthing of these, it's quiet. Fall is when you are transitioning into the dead of winter, where you have endings, but these endings lead to new beginnings when spring comes back. And so it was just really dope and disconcerting to see how closely fall and winter were to femininity, but like no one pays attention to it, and like people don't like fall and winter. And it's like the height of feminine energy.
I know about, like you said, the other the other solstices, and even that, it's my knowledge about it is limited. Like there's more, I think, mainstream kind of like knowledge going out about whenever there's a full moon and there's like an eclipse, like all the time, and people are paying more attention to Mercury Retrograde.
Well, let me tell you,
things like that.
When the end of the world, what was it called? It was the end of the world, the Mayan calendar. Right? That was the end of the age of Pisces. And Pisces was, Jesus' age, fish, right? Religious. 2,000 years of Piscean energy.
Right.
And I think it was, I believe, like the term for that was, I believe, that 2,000 years of Piscean energy, and Jesus and Muhammad and Abraham and religious and all of this stuff. So at the end of that Mayan calendar, we worship in the age of Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I don't care. And the age of Aquarius is I know, which is different from I believe. It's I know. And so we have ushered in a 2,000 year period of I know, and getting back to these deep knowings of the universe, connecting to spirituality. And I think this is why these things are so prevalent. And we literally were at lunch and we heard somebody talk about Mercury Retrograde, two black girls in the corner talking about Mercury Retrograde. We're like, but now we're just in this place where people, and women in particular, are so tuned into the moon. I have my new moon and full moon ritual that I do every new and full moon. I know you started a ritual for full
I started,
moons.
I did like the ritual bath last time because one of the things that I like about when it gets colder, although because I'm not really into the cold so much, is that you can go in and get cozy and like create your little like space, and so I really like taking baths. Like I love like soaking in the bath and getting salts and like stuff like that. So there was a moon like ritual bath.
Yeah. You got that from Lady Shepsa off our website.
From Lady
Yeah.
Shepsa.
Yeah.
And I had blogged about that as well. And I'm more open to like I have coworkers who are just like, you know, oh my God, I'm having a crazy week. And I'm just like, it's Mercury Retrograde. It's Mercury Retrograde. Even if they don't know what it is, I'm just like, oh, it's Mercury Retrograde. You know, if you don't know what that is, like, look it up. Like, the planet of communication and anything that has to do with information technology, it's going to break down.
You know what, as you're saying that, it is perfectly timed with the fall equinox and this full moon, this Mercury retrograde, because it's all about stopping. Because summer is this.
Right.
And let me tell you, leading up to Labor Day, I was like this. I was partying from the Tuesday before Labor Day. It was like 2 parties in a day, nonstop. Let's get it going. Let's make it happen. And then the Tuesday after Labor Day, I had to go to work. And then that Wednesday, I got hurt. I hurt myself that Wednesday.
Right.
That Wednesday, and I'm still recovering 2-3 weeks later. But that Wednesday, I woke up in pain, and I was like, "Oh shit." Universe telling me, sit your ass down. And what's so funny is I realized yesterday, or I found out yesterday, whatever, the side that I hurt is my left side, which is your feminine side. And I was okay. I was like, all right, I'm sitting my ass down and I need to just accept it.
Yeah.
But now that you're talking about Mercury retrograde and everything just having to stop and go inwards, that's fall.
Yeah.
Another thing is that Lindsay said to me, you know, she read my blog and she was like, it's great, it's perfect. The only thing is that fall is like, I forgot how she termed it. Fall is like the beginning of goddessness versus winter, which is like full on goddessness.
For me, I always thought of summer and spring as feminine.
Absolutely.
I always felt like, because for me, like when spring, because my personal kind of like associations and like memories with spring, it's just like birth and like things growing and literally just the act of things coming up out of the ground is very feminine to me. Winter and autumn, I never necessarily associated anything masculine with it, but it's very much kind of like fall, things are starting to like, they're just starting to change and go underground, and winter is just like things are at a full stop, like everything is just frozen.
Well, you think
over.
about birth, you think about getting pregnant, and you think about carrying and things going in, like just it's this idea of receptivity.
That I get. Like when I was reading your blog, like the kind of like, that's why I was saying like the picture of like the hole in the earth. It just made me think of like just things are in there, but they're kind of like in gestation.
Yeah,
gestation. Like
exactly, because spring comes and then they grow.
Right.
But that's the beginning of masculine.
That's the first time I kind of like understood that principle being connected with that.
Yeah. So how she said, fall is the goddess emerging, and winter is goddess ruling.
That's a new concept for me.
Ancient,
that's a new concept
Chinese.
For me.
I like it. I like it because I think that though this summer for me was full of high highs and low lows, it was like an on-stage summer. It was just like out there. And when I think about the qualities of masculinity, those are the qualities of masculinity. Like being on stage, out there, it's center of attention, aggressive, grabbing everything that you want, taking everything that you want. And I think that's why I was so excited with that chill in the air, because I was like, oh, now it's time to freaking relax. Wait, woo! Now it's time to like bring it in and be warm and cozy. And I started thinking about like how women nurture, and just to kind of think about the lessons I learned in the spring and in the summer, and the things that I want to move forward with.
I always get a little sad when I'm like saying goodbye to summer, but I actually really, like, I fell in love with fall, really fell in love with fall for the first time like years ago. So like when the colors start to change,
When
and
the
like,
leaves
there's a little
turn
bit of
pink.
Yeah.
Remember that
Pink.
fall that like the leaves were like
right.
pink?
When you
That's
said
when
that
I
you
fell in
saw,
love.
Yeah. Whereas I fell in love with fall through orange. I was just like, how have I not seen this? Is every year of my life in New York City,
Right.
And it was just like all of a sudden that warm, fiery, just energetic color just caught my eye, and like I look forward to like seeing that. Soul Sister Series, in pursuit of a pleasure-filled life, though shit keeps on happening.